Hi, thanks for clicking and welcome back to Telecom Training. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic that is related to initial access. So in LT technology and in NR technology and any other technology also, we start the mobile communication through the initial access. Like our UE used to access with the mobile network with a registered SIM card, or with some other licensing stuff, and then we connect with the network. So this is a part of initial access procedure. We'll be discussing about the synchronization signal blocks. That means the PSS, primary synchronization signal, SSS, the secondary synchronization signal, and the physical broadcast channel. The different pattern of transmission of SS block, SS and PBCH blocks in LT and in NR. So in LT we have TDD and FDD, time division duplexing and frequency division duplex, two different formats in LT for mobile communication, two different type of bands also allocated from government to the mobile companies. And in NR we also have TDD and FDD, two different formats for transmission and for mobile communication. Okay, so SS and PBCH block transmitted in LT, TDD, LT, FDD, and in NR, both in TD and FD. So this pattern are different. So we'll understand how these are transmitted and how the UE acquires the initial system information. Okay, how it reaches till it receives or decodes the PBCH. So initially it starts with the primary synchronization signal, then the secondary synchronization signal. Through these two processes, it understands the time and frequency and it tunes or its synchronization with the time and frequency with the network. Then it is able to decode the physical cell ID or the cell identifier. Once you know the cell ID, then you can download the PBCH information or you can decode the PBCH information. Now, our discussion is based on three parts. One, understanding the frame structure, the grid, the frequency and time grid. Then understanding how in LT, TDD and FDD synchronization signal are transmitted. What is the time interval when we transmit them. And in NR also, how we transmit. Okay, so there are a few differences. We'll understand the grid first, then we'll understand the difference pattern of transmission of SS block and PBCH blocks, and then how we decode, what are the certain identifiers, a certain responsible components which are responsible to let us know when exactly or where exactly in the time and frequency grid we receives this information from the network. Okay, so let's start with LT. Okay, let's understand the grid first. This is time axis. I have taken time this side and then frequency this side. So time and frequency axis. So this graph is an example to understand. I have drawn this in this way, which will make you very clear on how the transmission happens in both NR and LT. Okay. Now we know that in LT we have, in one radio frame we have 20 different slots, and one slot in LT is having 7 symbols. 7 symbol, 1 slot, 2 slot means 1 radio subframe, and 2 different this one is slot 1 and slot 2, 2 slots in 1 radio subframe. One subframe consists of 1 millisecond. The entire radio frame consists of 10 milliseconds. So out of this 10 millisecond in time domain, we have taken just 1 millisecond, 5 millisecond for 0 to 6th means 7 symbols, and then from 7 to 13 for second part of the slot we use from symbols from 7 to 13. So this is clear. We have taken 1 subframe out of 20 subframe, because in NR we don't have 20 slots, we have 10 slots. One slot consists of all 14 symbols. So that is the difference between the grid in LT and NR. So that we need to understand that in LT we have 2 slots, but in NR 1 slot. However, this 2 slot or 1 subframe is having 14 symbols, 0 to 13, and same 14 symbols for NR. But we don't use 2 slots. We have just 1 slot for every subframe. Okay, out of this 10 subframe in NR, and in LT we have 20 radio subframes. 1 subframe or 1 slot, and then 20 slots, 1 subframe, 7 and 7 symbols each. So that is the difference. Now second, transmission of synchronization signal and PVCH, or this entire burst, is only transmitted with the half frame. In a radio frame, one radio frame consists of 10 milliseconds in time domain or the time axis. So 5 millisecond out of this 10 millisecond is a half frame. So we always transmit the synchronization signal and PVCH in half frame, first half frame. Okay. So these are certain basics to understand before we proceed. Now let's understand the pattern of transmission. Now in LTE and in NR, one thing is common. That is, we transmit the SSS and PSS. You can see here SSS and PSS. This one is PSS and this one is SSS. For SSS and PSS, whether it is LT or NR, whether it is TDD or FDD, we transmit one symbol for SSS and one symbol for PSS. That is common factor between both the technology. Now what is deviating in NR apart from LTE? In LTE we transmit 4 symbols for PVCH. You can see symbol number 3, 4, 5, 6. Same we are doing for FDD also. So we transmit 4 symbols. We transmit over 4 symbols. PVCH, physical broadcast channel. But in NR we use 3 symbols to transmit PVCH. Okay. So that is one difference. Second one, we transmit the SS block or the SSS and the PVCH block in NR. The default timing is 20 milliseconds. That means every 20 millisecond we transmit this entire burst, PSS, SSS and the PVCH. So this combination we transmit in every 20 millisecond in NR. In LTE the default timing is 5 millisecond. That means in every half frame we transmit this SS and PVCH block, synchronization signal and PVCH block, because in LT we are in always on mode. In LT you might have heard about this feature, always on. Okay, but in NR we go into an inactive mode. We have this new mode called RRC inactive mode, which we have covered in our last session. So here we transmit, the default timing of SS and PVCH block transmission is 20 milliseconds. Every 20 milliseconds we will transmit. However, these are not fixed. If you need to change it or if you want to change it, if you're an operator, you want to change this, so you can change the timing also depending on your requirement. And in the network setting, there are provisions to change the timing. You can do, optimization in terms of the transmission of SS and PVCH blocks. Okay. Now moving on to the third difference. What happens? First, we understood that we have different pattern of transmission. Then we understood we are transmitting 4 symbols in LT, 3 symbols for PVCH transmission in NR. Commonality is we have just 1 symbol for PSS and SSS both for both the technology. And the next one is the resource block. Now the resource block definition is different for LT and NR. In NR, just 1 symbol and 12 subcarriers in frequency domain is 1 resource block. But in LTE, we need to have 7 symbols and 12 subcarriers. That is 1 resource block. Scheduling block is 2 resource blocks. So there we are not using 1 symbol, at least 7 symbol in a resource block. But in NR, it's just 1 symbol and 12 continuous subcarrier is considered as 1 resource block. So that is the difference between the resource block definition between LT and NR. And now we are transmitting PSS and SSS both over 12 RBs, 12 resource block, or we sometimes know this as PRB, physical resource block. So 12 PRBs are required in both PSS and SSS to transmit the synchronization signal in NR. In LT, we use 6 resource block. That's why we have taken, these are actually resource block. I have not taken them as subcarrier frequency. These are actually resource blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 resource block Over 6 resource block we transmit the SSS, PSS, also the PBCH in LT. So we have a uniform number of resource block transmission over different symbols in LT, but in NR that is different. We transmit with two different patterns here. We transmit PSS and SSS via 12 subcarriers, 12 PRBs. But this PBCH we transmit over 20 resource block or 20 PRBs. Okay, so that is another difference. Now next one is the subcarrier frequency required for transmission. That means the frequency, the minimum frequency required for transmission of SS and PBCH blocks. In case of LT, TDD and FDD, it is 15 kilohertz, right? But in case of NR, we use 15, 30, 120 and 240. 4 different subcarrier spacing is used in NR to transmit SS and PBCH blocks. Now these two, 30 and 15 kilohertz, is used for FR1. That means below 6 gigahertz range, below 6 gigahertz frequency band, we use 15 and 30 kilohertz frequency, minimum frequency, to transmit SS and PBCH block, definitely over a resource block. Okay, so 12 RBs in time domain, that means 12 RBs of 15, 30, 120 or 240 kilohertz subcarrier spacing is used in NR. But in LT it is uniform, we are using only 15 kilohertz, right? Both in TDD and FDD. Now the next difference is the pattern of transmission. In LT, TDD, you can see there is a discontinuous pattern. We have this symbol 3 to symbol 6 we are transmitting PBCH. Symbol 9 we are transmitting SSS, secondary synchronization signal, and then symbol number 12 in the second slot we are transmitting PSS. So we have a discontinuous pattern. But if you see LT, FDD and NR, we have a continuous symbol pattern to transmit the SS and PBCH blocks. In symbol 1 we are transmitting SSS, consecutively in symbol 2 we are transmitting PSS, then another 4 symbols used for PBCH transmission. Same in NR, we use a continuous symbol pattern to transmit this. We refer this entire stuff as SS blocks or synchronization signal blocks. Okay, so this is another difference between LT and NR, especially the TDD part. And the basic difference is this particular pattern, 12 resource block for SSS and PSS transmission and 20 resource block for PBCH, and a continuous block of symbols. Let's say here in this case 3, 4, 5, 6 we are transmitting over these 4 symbols. In NR, whether it is TDD or FDD, for both pattern or both type of mobile communication, TDD and FDD, in NR we use this particular pattern. The only difference is the subcarrier spacing, 15, 30, 120 and 240. So this 4 different type of subcarrier spacing is the only differentiation. So accordingly our frequency range will vary. If you are transmitting with 15 kilohertz, it will be a limited range. If you are transmitting with 240 kilohertz subcarrier spacing, definitely the PRBs, okay, and the frequency allocation will be more. So that is the difference. Here we have uniform pattern. Now, how do we know that where this, which particular frequency range, from what to what number of resource block is actually we are using to transmit SS blocks? So that we'll know through synchronization raster. Synchronization raster is a big topic that we'll cover in some other lecture. So synchronization raster are something which will let us know that the position of the frequency, where in the frequency axis, where exactly we are transmitting SSS and PSS and the PBCH blocks. Okay, so the identifiers or the position, frequency position will be received through the help of synchronization raster. Now again, channel raster will let us know which particular channels have been used for transmission. Okay, so these are all the information about the SS block pattern of transmission both in LT and NR. I hope you really like this topic, and you already know what is the difference between DSS and SSS and PVCH block transmission in LTE, both in TDD and FDD and in NR. So before closing this, we'll know some facts about this transmission. Like we already discussed, we don't use 60 kilohertz. If you mark here, we don't use 60 kilohertz is also a subcarrier spacing which is only used for data transmission. Okay, so we don't use 60 kilohertz neither in FR1 or in FR2 for synchronization signal block transmission. We only use 1530 for FR1 below 6 gigahertz and 120 and 240 in FR2, or in millimeter wave range, okay, in higher frequency range. So 60 we don't use. Now 20 millisecond transmission pattern in NR, which definitely this is a default parameter, you can change that. 5 millisecond in LTE. Now synchronization raster will let us know the position of the frequency where we are transmitting DSS and PVCH blocks. So that is all for today. Hope you really liked the session. This is really helpful, and our channel is also very helpful for all the IT engineers, telecom engineers, especially those who work in core telecom field, especially in the field of OSS, BSS or RF, or you are an IT engineer or anybody who is learning 5G technology, students or enthusiasts who want to know the 5G technology. This channel is very helpful for all of you. Do not forget to like and share the videos, and do subscribe for more updates. Take good care of yourself. Till the next one. Bye-bye.